Hello everyone, welcome back. Did you see what just happened right now? This is virtual way of getting once more. So our Ranjini batch, who sung beautifully, got a once more. Let's listen to Ranjini one more time.
बहुत दिन बीते बीते बहुत दिन बीते नी नी धनी 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 धरे नी धनी गरे नी ध सा बहुत दिन नी सा नी रे सा नी सा सा नी रे सा नी सा नी नी सा नी सा नी रे गरे गरे सा नी रे गरे गरे सा
दिन सा 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 नी रे सा सा नी रे गरे सा सा नी रे ग म गरे सा 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 नी रे रे ग ग म प म गरे ग म प म गरे ग म गरे ग म गरे गरे सा
बहुत दिन बीते नी ग ग नी रे नी ग ग नी रे ग म ग ग म प ग म ग रे ग म ग ने म ग रे सा बहुत दिन बीते नी रे ग ग ग रे ग रे म ग नी रे नी ग नी मा ग म रे ग रे सा बहुत दिन बीते ग म ग प म ग म ग रे म ग नि रे ग म नि रे ग म नि रे नि ग रे ग रे म नि रे नि ग ग रे ग रे म नि रे ग म ग नि रे सा बहुत दिन प म ग रे ग म प प प प म ध प प प प प ध म प ग म रे ग नि रे ग म प नि रे ग म प म ग रे सा प म ग रे सा प म ग रे सा बहुत ग म ध ध ध प ध म प ग म ध प ध प म ग म ध ध प म ध ध नि धनि म ध नि म ध ध सा धनि ध रे सा नि ध प म ग म ग रे धनि ध रे सा म ध नि सा नि ध ध ध सा नि म ध नि सा ध सा नि ग म ध नि ध नि ध सा नि रे ग रे ग म ध म ध नि ध सा नि रे सा ध ध नि म म ध ग ग म ध नि रे सा नि ध प म ग रे बहुत दिन म ग प म ध प म ध नि 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 ध प म ग म ध नि नि म ध नि रे सा नि ध नि रे ध नि ग म ध ग म ध नि रे ध नि नि रे ग ग रे रे सा सा नि नि ध ध प म ग रे सा प म ग रे सा प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन नि ध प म ग म ध नि सा सा नि रे सा नि ध नि म ध म नि ध सा नि रे सा नि ध नि रे ग ग रे सा नि रे सा नि ध प म ग म ग म ध नि सा ग म ग म ध नि सा ग म ग म ध नि सा बहुत दिन बीते बीते 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 बहुत दिन बीते नि रे ग म प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन बीते रे ग म ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन बीते म र नि ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन बीते नि रे ग म ध नि सा नि ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन बीते ग म म ध ध नि सा नि ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन बीते ग म र म र नि सा नि ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन नि रे 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 ग ग ग म म म ध ध ध नि सा नि ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन रे ग ग ग म म म ध ध ध नि नि रे सा नि ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन ग म म म ध ध ध नि नि रे ग रे सा नि ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन नि रे नि ग रे म ग प म ध नि ध प म ग रे सा बहुत दिन रे ग रे म ग प म ध म ध re ga re ma ga ma ga pa ga ma ga pa ma da ma ni da ni da sa ni da pa ma ga re sa bahuta ni re ga re ga ma da ma da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa bahuta re ga ma da ma da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa bahuta ga ma da ni da ni re ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa bahuta ni re ga re ga ma da re ga ma da ma da ni ga ma da ni sa ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa bahuta dinamite ni re ga ma da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa dinamite ni re ga ma da ni sa da pa ma ga re sa re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa dinamite ni re ga ma da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa ga re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa dinamite बहुत dinamite बहुत dinamite बहुत
Yeah, that was a wonderful performance by Ranjini. Mm, And after that, we have one more performance left. Uh, welcoming on stage Chatur Pandit with Rag Saraswati.
Hello everyone, we are Chatru Pandits, Monday 6 to 7 batch, and today we'll be presenting Rag Saraswati with blessings of Guruji and help from Purva. This has been a really memorable journey for all of us because the preparation has been online through Zoom calls. We have never done that before, and then because the team was distributed not only in Bay Area but different time zones, it was a unique experience for all of us, but we got to learn so much. We'd like to thank Maheshji for all the help he has provided in making sure that we are improving slowly and answering all the questions which we had so that we are better prepared for presenting this Rag Saraswati in front of you for this Guru Purnima. We hope that you really like this and you see the efforts which we have put in preparing this Rag.
Whoa, Yogesh, whoa. This is 2020, and we have to introduce Chatur Pandit in this new normal in a different style. So, everyone, introducing Chatur Pandits. चतुर पंडित करके सिंगार चतुर पंडित करके सिंगार सुनो राग सरस्वती मेरे यार सुनो राग सरस्वती मेरे यार जुम के द्वार हम गायत जात तुम सुनत जात अरे चतुर पंडित करके सिंगार Let's start the presentation with Omkar.
Oh my gosh, namaste. That was so special, especially today being the 9th day of Navaratri. To end the Guru Purnima performances singing Saraswati Rag and one of my favorite bandishes. It's such a treat. I'm super excited to be sharing this day and evening and night with all of you. I know it's really late, so we're going to try to tighten up this section so that we can all sleep with those wonderful notes that are swirling in my head. So I just want to tell you a really quick story. When I was young, I used to ask my mother why I had to dress up to perform. She said that I was decorating the divinity within me, and that divinity is where the music comes from. So I wanted to, since we're not in person, we're all dressed up, and I've been sitting in this sari for like 5 hours. And but we're in our saris and our kurtas, and we are enjoying this day, this night, and this evening together. That said, a lot of practice and time has gone into creating these performances. And as you must all be aware, a couple months ago, we started a Sankalp challenge, and we logged our practice minutes. And if we were so inspired, we also left a sentiment or a word that described our practice and how we felt that day. And Adhish has been gracious enough to put together this amazing animation. Let's see if we reached our goal of 5,000 hours. Let's roll the animation. All right, so as you can see, there's a number in the center that is increasing, and that is showing the hours that were logged as the time passed. And around the number are the sentiments that the students filled in when they submitted their hours. Look carefully, because you may see words that you have filled in, and all the words might not be listed, but things like riyaz, practice, dedication, and consistency, they're all feelings that almost all of us as students of music have. And it seems like we're getting higher. I see some of the words that I put in, motivation, and to improvise. It's going up, guys. We're almost there. It looks like we're getting close. Almost there. Getting close to that 5,000 mark. Goosebumps. Ooh, I like that word. So here we are at 4,990. Count with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5,000. Give yourself a big hand, pat on the back. You guys did it. An outstanding job. In fact, we went way beyond our goal, more than 700 hours beyond our goal. I know I was logging my last few hours this morning. Shout out to MaheshG, please. I sent you everything. And to all the students out there, outstanding job with the content. So I'd like to turn it over to Rishabh, who's going to give you a few more data points about the Sankalp log.
Thanks, PJ. So we actually saw in total 5,785 hours. A few more were added in the first few minutes when we announced to put in the last few Sankalp hours. Just to show when exactly those came in, we saw small spikes immediately around the deadlines when GP itself was announced on September 24th, and then again on October 4th and 10th during the deadlines, and a final spike of just over 400 hours right before the submission closed this evening. In total, we ended up with 5,785 hours and 1 minute, but who's counting the 1 minute? In total, among kids and adults, there's 1,072 hours for just the kids, 4,668 for the adults. And we have to give a big round of applause to the batch that put together the most hours in total. That was Ranjani, that put together 5,484 minutes per person. That's 91 hours a person. A massive shout out to them and their efforts over the course of the last 2.5 months. This is the results over each of the batches. And again, you see there, Ranjani, 5,484 minutes. The column on the left is number of minutes. On the right, that is translated into hours. And Ranjani, in particular, got a lot of those minutes on the back of 3 people who clocked more than 10,000 minutes. Sagrika, Amita, and Suhasini, a person who I refer to as Mommy. And of course, Doyle and Surabhi also clocking more than 10,000 minutes. Massive round of applause for the efforts put together by these 4 individuals. It's somehow fitting, in my mind at least, that Ranjani had so much effort and they got rewarded in some ways by being the only batch with an encore tonight. It's been a wonderful time with Sankalp, and we just saw a bunch of hours put together, a bunch of words put together on the animation. I had the opportunity to put that into word cloud, and I'm going to now show what that looks like. This is the word cloud of all of the different words people used. You can see the most common ones: alap, tan, riyaz, practice, GP riyaz, things like that. But also other ones, things like melody or omkar or harmony or bandish. I remember writing sometimes the things that were my emotions during the time. Sometimes I was peaceful. Sometimes I was upset before I started. Sometimes I was very happy. And always depending on what those were, I would write those down. Some people did the same. In general, this has been a very, very interesting and different experience this year with Sankalp. For me, of course, it's my very first time, and I very much did not expect to be here. But tonight, it feels very special to be part of this occasion, and I'm very glad that we were able to participate, and I was very glad to be able to contribute over the course of tonight. PJ?
Thank you, Rishabh. That was enlightening. Each year at Guru Purnima, we have students who give speeches, as you've seen tonight. And we also wanted to do something a little bit different. So we're going to have an interactive panel of 3 senior students. I'm excited to invite to our stage and introduce Harshad Chavan, Mayura Oak, and Kedar Tatwadi. Welcome. Even though only one of them qualifies as a senior. Just kidding, Harshad. Mayura and Kedar, thank you for joining us today. So we'd like to ask you a few questions about your experience with MaheshKale School of Music and with MaheshG. So let's start with a blast from the past. Harshad, you've been learning from MaheshG for pretty much as long as MKSM has been around. And he was you've been one of his first students. and you were a regular at the boot camps in the beginning, and you were also a 2019 sadhana performer. So could you tell us, I think you were also at the first Guru Purnima, so could you tell us about how the idea of GP came about, how the date was selected, and give us some special memories that you have from that first GP? And I have an extra question that I didn't tell you about. What keeps you committed to the school and to music?
I think I joined in 2005, June-ish, May, June-ish. And actually the first Guru Purnima, it was an informal one. It happened on the fly. Everybody just came with their family at Mahesh's place. There were probably around, I think, 10 to 15 students, I think, at that point of time. And, we just had a small gathering, and I think all of the students sang a song or a bandish and so on. But after that, the first formal Guru Purnima happened in 2006, I think October 6-ish. And a memory from that is, I think I was in charge of food at that time. We had learned Bhoop. We had learned Bhoop for around 1.5 years, right from 2005 to 2006. I mean, well, yeah, I really can't sing Bhoop still, but yeah, and I had the swar, like I think Dhaivat was allocated to me, and there were 7 batches, I think, and then I played tabla for 6 batches. And then one of my Guru Bandhu from my tabla class, he played for our batch and then for Mahesh. And that was the first time I heard a Vilambit Bandish. I think it was Sham Kalyan. Mahesh, correct me if I'm wrong. And it was just mesmerizing. My first Vilambit performance, our first live Vilambit performance. And yeah, been there for all the Guru Purnimas from then on. What else can I say? Yeah, it was awesome. It was nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mayura, you've been a student with MaheshKale for 5 years. What advice from Maheshji have you received that has made the biggest difference in your singing?
Yeah, so I joined in 2015, and I think 2017 was my first boot camp. And the advice that Guruji gave me was from that first boot camp that I remember vividly. So I had a very hard time in improvising. So I could sing if it was written on the paper, but I could not improvise, like if even if I tried to. So I was discussing it with like Guruji and some of the senior students, and we were discussing about my ski trip before, where I was telling them how I failed, like I couldn't ski at all. So Guruji somehow like gave that example to me that so if you're going down the hill, so in skiing there's something called like a pizza position or like a break position where like you slow down. So he gave me an example saying that if you want to learn skiing, then you can't start with the pizza position. Like if you can't go down the hill and let yourself go, then you can't ever learn skiing. So it's the same in classical music. Like you have to let yourself go and don't think about what you're singing, just sing from like the bottom of your heart. So that somehow like opened up something inside me, and that boot camp was the first boot camp where I sang my first improvised alap in the like at the end of the performance. So I can still, like, I cannot ski still, but I think I can sing a little bit because of Guruji. So yeah, that was the biggest, and like letting yourself go is the biggest thing that Guruji taught me. So thank you, Guruji.
Yeah, because if you don't use the pizza position and you just let yourself go, you'll fall while you're skiing. But anyway, I guess that's not the same thing in music. Thank you, Mayura. That interesting metaphor. Kedar, you have learned music as a child, and you have a very musical family, and you joined MaheshKale School of Music in 2017, and you were also a 2019 sadhana performer. Can you tell us a bit about what drew you to Maheshji as a guru and how you've grown as a singer since you've been with him?
Yeah, so I was always mesmerized by Mahesh Dada's singing, but I had no clue that he was based in the Bay Area. And I think it was during the Katyar Kazak Gusti movie that we came to know that he was based here. And I think Aisha got in touch with Purvatai, and after a couple of months, when Mahesh Dada was back to the US, we got an opportunity to start the class. So I think I feel very lucky that he's based here and we get this golden opportunity to learn with him. So yeah, just really thankful for that. In terms of the second question, in terms of how my music has developed, I think a lot of the learnings with Mahesh Dada haven't, at least in my case, haven't been from what he says, but perhaps just from his actions. So, I mean, just to give an example, like we see him extensively traveling, being in India, but still taking the class at 5 a.m. And I think this sincerity, the sincerity which he just shows from his actions is something which perhaps just got imbibed in me. And I think that's something which I try to inculcate in my music, but at the same time in my life. And I think that's perhaps one of the biggest things, that he kind of shows it through his actions and not just from his words. And on the musical side, I think, to be specific, so I used to always think that the faster dance or the laikari and those kind of things, so the flashy things, are perhaps the most difficult part of classical music, but I couldn't be more wrong. And I think that's perhaps one thing which I really learned over the years, is that the alapi of perhaps a Vilambit Khyal is perhaps one of the most important things, where you have to be calm, you have to have patience, you can't just jump to the second note, you have to hold the same swar for a long time. And I think Mahesh Dada says Therav, or he has these nice catchy things like simple is beautiful but simple is difficult. I think I never paid, those kind of words don't really hit me, but I think with time, when you just really try to do these things on your own, especially the sadhana performance, when I did really try to get to a 20 minutes performance, I think that's the time when it hits you that like the alapi is a major portion, and just like singing it, you have to be calm, you have to hold a note for a long time, which is quite difficult, and for that you need to really do riyaz. And I think that's perhaps one thing which I have really learned. Of course, there are other smaller things, perhaps more specific things which Mahesh Dada has helped me with in improving my music, perhaps how to make my taan more clearer, or how to play around with the tal in the second tempo, and so on. But I think, if you talk about the most important thing, I would say it's this awareness about the Vilambit Bandish, and it's that you have to have patience, you have to be calm, and have to hit the swar very precisely. And I think that's perhaps the most important lesson I would take from my learning until now. Yeah, thanks for that.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, all three of you, for providing your insight and your memories, and for joining our senior panel today.
Thank you.
Thank you. So every year, Mahesh, we always like to try to present a couple special gifts, and this year is no different. And as a school, we try to give you something creative, which is how to express our gratitude in addition to the music. And some years we've given you poster boards, poems, pictures, videos, basically every form of creative expression that we could think of. And this year, COVID made it super easy. We wrote about how music has helped us through COVID. And I think some have uploaded their compositions for you. I'm going to share my screen. And you can see this is the blog that everybody has written into. And so when you have some spare time, you can read through all these many, many blog posts. I know you love to read, and they're really fun and really interesting. And I think you'll enjoy that quite a bit. So in addition to the blog post, we also have something else. If Rucha is there, we would like to now invite Purva onto the stage. Purva and Mahesh, please come to the stage. We would like to now invite Purva onto the stage. Purva and stage. Great. And if we have something small to give to you. If Rucha, if you're around, could you please hand them the the box, the gift. Yay! So if you won't mind, this is from the entire school. Please open the gift so that everybody can see what it is. That's the card. You can open the gift first. So while you're opening the gift, I'll just say, we know how much you've missed us in your house. You must have been really bored these past few months. And we wanted to help you pass the time, especially since it's going to be getting darker earlier. And your late evening walks are going to become pushed up to 5 p.m. So here's a small gift for you. It is Exploding Kittens card game. It's to pass your time so you can have some fun. And we also, I think in the envelope, there's something else.
Well, by the way, thank you. It says
I'll have to wait a few years. It says 7 plus.
Yeah, I think you're 7 plus. That's exactly what I checked. Age group you can ask.
And
And if
you're bored.
That's funny. Who wrote this? Enjoy your board game whenever you're bored. And then when you get tired and bored of the board game, another gift. Oh my God.
Well, to relax you. Stay tuned with loads and.
Thank you so much.
So we wanted to get you a massage chair. However, the logistics of it seemed to preclude us from doing that. So we got you a gift card, and we highly recommend and suggest that you buy a massage chair.
Oh my God.
We would have had it delivered, but COVID didn't let us. That's okay.
You could deliver a few students to do the massage, you know. That would come on time.
That we can do. So I just wanted to, I want to thank both of you for all the crazy effort you've put into not only producing these beautiful videos, but also for shepherding us through COVID with TLG, the lessons, workshops, EDU sessions, chai time. I can't tell you how much it's meant in my life, and I know it's meant in all the students' lives. Thank you to Aisha and the rest of the tech team for making this happen so seamlessly. And a special shout out to Baba, who's always with us during Guru Purnima. Baba, we miss you so much this year. And now I would like to turn it over to Purva to say a few words.
Okay. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, all the sweet members of the MKSM community. Today we're running really late, and I know I don't want to stand between you and Mahesh's music potentially. I don't know. This is a crazy time. I don't know if how that's gonna work out. But I feel like I just want to say a quick few things that were on the top of my mind. Well, yes, this has been an extraordinary year, and well, things were just normal. We had a boot camp. I think that was the last thing we did right before we went into the lockdown. So the lockdown started on the March 15th, but we had a boot camp just the weekend before that. And so we had a boot camp, and then the lockdown happened. But I think it ended up being a very enriching time musically. We ended up doing things that we had never tried before. We had, what happened?
Nothing.
Okay. You looked very serious on the screen. So,
I'm reflecting on the time.
yeah. So we did some things that were very enriching. We did hours and hours of riyaz together, and we got to harness all the goodness of Omkar. Mahesh has been telling us to do Omkar for so many years, but I think being able to do it with him was special. And then, we did the Isolated Yet Together ICMA series, and we did the That Lakshan Geet. Oh, by the way, the TEDx talk for That Lakshan Geet is already out. And so, maybe after this, we'll post the link so you can watch it. And it describes That Lakshan Geet, or music being like this cocoon of happiness for all of us. And I'm sure you being a part of it will really enjoy watching that. Another interesting thing that happened this year in this time was, the amount of bandishes and Lakshan Geets you all created. I was marveled at the creativity of this group. I've heard everyone sing beautifully, but being able to create something is really special. And I think that's what this time gave us. So corona is a really bad thing with some good side effects, exactly opposite of medicines. They cured a good thing and did give us some bad side effects. This is a bad thing with good side effects. We ended up creating conditions.
Wow.
We ended up, doing IYT, we did TLG, and of course we also announced MKSM online. Did you guys? I'm sure everyone knows about that. That's going to be exciting. It's exciting time ahead of us. And then, well, that's about what's happening. And the most amazing thing is we ended up being able to pull off Guru Purnima like this. Let's give a big round of applause to everyone here. I mean, it all came together finally out here. It came together beautifully. You all got, I mean, you all recorded. Yay! So we all recorded in our own homes, but everyone came together beautifully musically. And the Guru Purnima event felt just as warm, although we were isolated. It just felt equally warm. And just right before we started this evening, started thinking, oh my God, the flowers, it's so similar to last year. The pictures are so similar to last year. And we said, okay, maybe someone can quickly put together a few pictures to compare last year and this year, just because, it's quite amazing how things have been similar. So let's look at the elements of GP. And okay, just if you can skim through the slides, that'll be really cool. So this year's GP, oh my God, Mahesh. So this is last year testing, and this year, there we go. That's all the all the tech
When
setup.
did you do this?
Just now, Atharva put this together right away. By the way, this is last year, and now look at
Oh,
it this year.
wow.
So they are still here. They're blessing us, and well, we missed Baba and Kaka and Maushi being here, but they were online today. Oh wow, I did not know that they put.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
At this rate, I think you can also post pictures for 2021. If this is so.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, this is awesome.
So I think let's seriously give a big round of applause because of the way we put it together. Hey, that's our clap this time. That's pretty cool. So of course, as every year, there's I think that's probably the last slide. Maybe we go back full screen. Okay. So as every year, like every year, there's a lot of people that put a lot of efforts to make this happen. And this year is no different. And this year, I think we had to put even more efforts because we're doing a lot of things for the first time. It was not the well-oiled engine that we were used to, and tremendous amount of effort went into putting this together. And I just want to recognize each one of you who did what you did to make it happen. Another, there's a few set of people that we are really indebted to. I want to thank Nikhil Patak and Raju Tambe, who played the tabla and the harmonium. Honestly, we are super lucky. They played with Michael, and just getting their blessings in the form of solo with all the students is really tremendous. So we really thank them for them from the bottom of our hearts. And the editing team, my goodness, I think they're the heroes of today. Yeah. So Jayesh, Aditya, Shubham, and Malhar, who are all based in India, they have done a tremendous job at getting us all and actually putting us together. It was not easy. Actually, the last thing they did was a 36-hour shift to get all the
Complete
videos.
marathon.
Yeah, it's a crazy
Now,
marathon.
next year, you need to beat that Sankalp 36 hours straight.
Straight 36 hours without a break, without sleeping, without anything. It's crazy. But so, I will definitely call them tomorrow. Hopefully they are taking rest today. But a huge thanks to them. And all the volunteers, obviously. And bachelors, they deserve a special mention. Seriously. If you're in a WhatsApp group, go and please post a message to your batch reps, okay? Because seriously, they're amazing. So yeah, I think let's not spend more time. This has been a year of Corona, and this as a community, I think this year's theme was probably maturing and growing and exploring a different facet of our relationship with music. Um, and hopefully we've each one of us has done it in our own way. And then, yeah, it was nice. Today was a great day. It felt like Guru Purnima, although I haven't had a chance to meet anyone, well, meet many of you in person for a long time. I did feel like I met you today through your music. And
Wow.
that was very special. And I really hope we get to meet soon in person. So thank you.
Wow. What a speech.
It's been so long.
Correct.
Oh, I don't know. Well, wait a second. Did the number of people here change? I'm counting
Arey,
something. Oh my God!
what are you doing here?
Madam is hiding in our house.
Arey
Madam
वाह.
is hiding in our house. Okay.
Okay,
Well, actually,
another surprise. आ जाओ. क्या है?
नहीं कुछ नहीं. He just came here. Yeah, PJ, please take over.
Thank you so much, Purva. That's heartfelt as always. And yes, we all want to thank Nikhilji and Rajuji for their incredible accompaniment and making us sound so professional. As all of you might be wondering, will Mahesh sing for us this year? Every year, it's one of my favorite parts of GP to sit back and immerse myself in our own private concert by Mahesh. And it's such a wonderful experience to listen to him intently and reflect on how it's really supposed to come together. So I would like to invite Mahesh to join us to give us his closing remarks and hopefully some music.
I'm back on, I guess. Purva, I'm live right now. I do not know what exactly I'm supposed to do.
No, well, are you going to sing? You're supposed to address people and sing. We will just go downstairs. Why don't you?
So, yeah, I'll go down. माझा कानातलं दे ना तुझ्या. So I'm going to head downstairs. There is a few people that actually came and decorated the music room. Another good reason to go downstairs is because I'm sure you have missed seeing the music room often with me, where I usually am. So let's head down, okay? एक मिनट. करतो था. नहीं, वो तीसरा उधर से लगता है ना. भूल गए देखो. क्या डू इट? आई विल डू इट. अरे बाप रे, ये क्या है? अरे देवा. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is beautiful. Hey, I need the thing na for them to see me properly. Hey guy. Oh wow. You want to see what's? Okay, I'll show you.
So I think Mahesh is heading downstairs and he
Hey, माझा
is
desk आणा ना.
seeing the setup.
Oh wow, look at the setup. It's really fancy. And you only see, okay, Rucha is showing. Never mind. Aisha, Rucha is asking you to put her light so that people can. Okay, there you go. Arey wow. This is beautiful. I look better in this set.
It's okay, just turn on the lights.
पूर्वा मला ह्याच्यासाठी डेस्क हवाय.
Bhushan is getting the desk? Yeah.
But this is how exactly all of you are used to seeing me.
Actually, Rucha.
Not much has changed except the
Oh, got it.
the little stage we put for a concert for Asha.
so you're not able to see.
तुमचे आवाज ऐकू येतो ना? Mala, can you bring my laptop? I need to see people when I'm talking to them.
Yeah. Wait. They're upstairs, they're coming. This is so beautiful, Mahesh.
What's up? It has been an incredible year. Everything has already been summarized. I don't know what else to say except I actually use this line in my TED talk. Most of the MK musings are made in the class.
Yeah.
So it's in adversity when channeling the best in you becomes most essential and most difficult both at the same time. And it has been a time and it's unprecedented because none of us were prepared for it. Okay, now
See all of you. I feel much better. Um, uh, I think we lived quite a life. I think uh, together through this. Music has been a big part of my life, and teaching has also been a big part of that musical life for me. And this was the only time that I remember in the last few years that I have been in the Bay Area, but I was not going to be able to see all of you, and it was quite uh, frustrating, to be quite honest. But all of you, especially all of you that have, you know, most of you that have migrated here, uh, you know of adjusting, you know of getting over the challenges, which are very hard to mention, which are very hard for most people to understand. But it's very simple things that pose a very difficult problem. I remember the first time I came here, the smell of the tortilla because I did not get the home cooked roti made me cry for the first time. Uh, And there are so many challenges like these that we have all faced that I think nobody else understands how to ride the adversity better than us. And that's probably why we were able to create this magic that we were. So I'm going to unmute all of you. I want all of you to clap for your own selves. एक बार जोर से ताली बजाओ. Uh, you know, in the time where conducting the weddings that were scheduled became difficult, we were able to pull through so many things. We not only did not pause our musical life, we actually doubled it up. Uh, I don't know if you realize this. I don't know if even PJ realized this. We started with a 3,000 hour Sankalp because I was not sure of how every one of you is going to be coping up with this changed new normal. The only hope at that time for me was I did not, when the pandemic actually started to set in, I did not expect anything more from music than the aspect of wellness. I knew it was a time that music had to serve a bigger purpose than most of us as we consume music forget. It is to make you feel happy. And I knew all of you, since all of you have been committed, you have been traveling so many miles coming to the class here. Music was that little cocoon of happiness for all of you. And I wanted to be there in the form of that cocoon. And me, along with Purva, we worked out a plan. And the initial plan was just to keep you connected with music, really. So that's where the 3,000 hours started. And then once we got into the video lessons, it started becoming so beautiful that I thought, we are over this phase. Once we get these 3,000 hours, we should bump up. So I don't know if you guys remember, but there was another post saying now the Sankalp hours has been raised. Do you think you are up for the job? That's where actually I went and changed the Excel sheet to 4,000. And then when I knew that you are surpassing the 4,000, I changed it very sneakily to 5,001.
And just in the afternoon, when we actually went to meet with Arun Kaka and Maushi, because we are missing Arun Kaka here in person today, uh, Purva did a little calculation, and that actually made me feel very, very, very happy and satisfied for all of us. According to the calculation, from August 1st until today, we have created so much music that it will permeate all waking hours for an entire year. So 5,785 hours approximately translates to a 365 days of waking hours, assuming a 16-hour a day, which I feel is tremendous, which I think is, I'm sure in every struggle of Sa, I was reading practice, hopeless, then there was breath, and there were a few negative words and few positive words. But with negative words, I'm sure you found the solace in music. With the positive words that you were thinking of during the practice, I'm sure you found the strength to deal with something that is so weird and so uncertain. The only certain thing is the simple pleasures, the scalable pleasures. Right now, we are only at home. We even if you are into sports, you can't play them other than the what the board game, the cards that you sent me. Uh, that is where it started, but soon I think. It is only because of your response. I was surprised. Uh, you know, many times uh, I don't think I'm at a place where I can teach music. The only reason I continue to teach music is because that's the best way to learn music for me. And this year has taught me so many things. ICMA has been our experimental ground. MKSM has been my experimental ground on trying to push the boundaries of what we can achieve. The first set of boundaries that I set out to achieve was in my personal uh, goal of skills, which I still continue to in many ways. But the second set of boundaries that I wanted to set was through my students. If I'm able to do something collectively, that is something that is going to be much bigger and more valuable for years to come. This particularly the bandish set that we did, the videos of the bandishes that we started to do, where you remember we did how to compose a sargam geet. That's how the whole conspiracy started. And from there, how to write lyrics on a sargam geet, to how to compose a song in your favorite, and then how to change the tune of your of a bandish to your favorite. I think that is probably one of the least explored topics in Indian classical music. The compositional element of Indian classical music, because it is highly improvised. Most people uh, fail to explore the beauty of composition in Indian classical music. And surely we saw uh, uh, a testimony to that in the Ranjani's presentation, where they imported all the bandishes from different ragas into Puriya Dhanashri. You guys are welcome. Uh, uh, and up to this run up for Guru Purnima, I honestly cannot. One, I've been kept away from all of these things, and I blissfully try to stay away because life mostly throws very difficult, unpleasant surprises at you. So I wait for pleasant surprises, and I was waiting for. And no matter how much you anticipate, no matter the burden of anticipation never takes away from the happiness that Guru Purnima gives me. Uh, it's like going to your favorite restaurant with a lot of expectation, but with the first piece of uh, whatever cake in your mouth, you're like, oh my God, this is better than I had expected it in my dreams. And honestly, when we crossed that 5785, to me, that was that time. And everything else is all incremental. But what an increment. Uh, I don't think, yes, there were a few glitches. I still feel very sorry for not being able to include Navya. If it had happened to an adult student, I would have been okay. But it happening to a child, I feel very, very guilty and responsible. But I'll make it up to you, Navya, soon. Uh, there were glitches, but by and large, oh my God, this is like MKSM online. We are pushing, we are making our family bigger and bigger. It is almost like you're sitting alongside folks that are remote. Uh, on the Zoom, I see Zoom call. I see people in the seats next to you are your folks that you might not be able to join you because we are in the Bay Area and they are somewhere away. And I think my dad is probably watching. So is my brother, my sister-in-law, and his kid, and Purva's parents. It's by the way, it's Purva's mom's birthday today, and I wish her a very, very happy birthday. I spoke to her in the morning and I said, there is a 4 hour concert for your birthday, especially. Uh, Another thing, I was very bummed that we had to push the date out to 24th. Uh, it was a very difficult call because I am very hell bent on doing it as close to 6th October as possible. And I have turned down a lot of important, seemingly lucrative at times, sometimes very useful for my career, sometimes very exciting, all those kind of engagements in the past. But this time, uh, all of those times I know I was going to take a hit, but this time if I had stuck with the same date, I know you were going to take a hit because that means you would have at least 3 weeks less if we had to get all the editing, and that would be a difficult place to be. But my mom's birthday is on October 6th, but it is also the third day of Navratri. So in that we are not too far from her actual day of passing. In that, I think we still have the blessings of moms are always as intense, but they are just as intense this year also. Uh, what else? I mean, I just can't talk of how many things. One, I tried to open this garage and Ruchi said there is something surprise for you. Don't come inside. And then I was like, okay. I entered from the on the top, and this was being done, and I didn't want to see it before it was formed. And then when I went up, there was Sonali came with before that Doel, Nishka, and Ishan came, and then Sonali came with a beautiful flower arrangement. Then I went up, and then when I came down, boom, everything had changed. There was Pua's eyes photo with a beautiful flower arrangement. Paulami, Rucha were here, garlands, everything it's just transformed. Uh, and then all these surprises, all of you coming together. Although there was one surprise for you, I don't think you knew how good you're going to sound after all of this is going to be put together. While there is a major factor of Sankalp, there is also a major factor of accompaniment and editing finish. Uh, I know all of you clapped hard, and all of you are grateful for both of this. And Purva and me, we are going to make sure that we are going to relay your wishes. And yes, with all of this, दिसतंय ना त्याच्यात? So all of this, माझ्या ह्याच्यात मला मी छोटा दिसतो. All of this and all of this, it feels like Guru Purnima. I kept on saying, Purva, it's all done. Don't worry. If people have put those 5,000 hours, our job is done. We want to see them. We want to make it as special as every year, but it might not be. But just like, all these impossibilities, I think this is really special. I thank you for making me feel so very special on this day. And I want to thank everyone, all the batch reps, everyone that worked so hard, all these folks that are sitting in front of me, the tech team, they were, it's like God prepares us for challenges. You know, that IYT that we did, I think that was kind of a priming for this big endeavor. Thaat Lakshan Geet was also a big primer. So we created 12 songs just like Thaat Lakshan Geet, except more complex because now they were dynamic in their display. And then the IYT helped us put together all these different pieces together. And what a wonderful year. Uh, I hope the next year is not as eventful as 2020 in weird ways, but I hope it is just as exciting, if not more. And Purva, I want to thank Purva because it is very difficult to pull this off. I think she's just like my sounding board. She's saying tham tham nako bolo. Just like she's my sounding board, she's also your sounding board. Just like she is a part of my idea implementation, she's part of your ideas implementation also. And it was critical for this to run smoothly, that she was involved in the way she was. Even when we were having lunch today, she was excusing herself on phone calls and all of that. Um, huh? Yeah. So she didn't want you to be involved because she wanted you guys to hear your performance for the first time. अं, तर काय गायला पाहिजे का? काय गाणार आता? हॅलो, ये भूषण, ये रुचाई, या बसा, सगळे येऊन बसा इकडे. यू कॅन ऑल सिट. You can remove your mask on screen like everyone does. That's the thing they do. तानपुरे लगे हुए नहीं होंगे. कैन यू डू मी अ फेवर, वो स्पीकर है ना, वो लाओगे फोन के साथ? काय गाऊ, काय पटकन गाऊयात. माझा फोन कुठे आहे? वरतीच आहे. डू यू हॅव अ फोन? I'll just take this off.
Just play the D. You have Tanpura? No, just play. If it is approximately there, just try to see. दे जल्दी में, एक एक करके दो. If you were here, you should have tuned in before while you were waiting for whatever surprise. That's true. तो नहीं है, हाँ माझा है का फोन? माझा फोन नहीं है, तो पण नाही, तीसरा फोन है.
It's not charged. Connect this one.
इथे ह्याच्यात नाही.
Let's just connect this guy.
It's there. Don't worry, I'll make this very quick. I know.
Don't make it quick. Hey, we don't need this anymore, right?
मला बोलायला लागेल ना त्याच्यावर. दिसतोय मी, I'm live on this.
No, you're live on it. It is live on there. But your audio is here.
This field. Is that okay? Maya?
Can you hear me all right, guys? Are the tanpuras too loud or is it okay? Thumbs up. Okay. Jaga Janani, Jaga Jani, Jaga Janani, Jaga Jani, Mahishasura Jwala Mukhi Chandiya Bhaya Vaira Dani Bhavani Dayani Bhavani Dayani
दयानी महावापमानी सुराय नारामु जनमान सकला बुध ज्ञानी भवानी दयानी वाणी सुरय नारामुनि जनमानि सकला बुध ज्ञानी भवानी तनन दिल कानु कान तन देरे न तनन दिल कानु कान तन दे तनन दिल कानु कान तन देरे न देरे न तन दितों दिल दिल dim तन Sagama padani dene na tanana dir tanu tana tana dir tanana dir tanu tana tana dir na dere na ditom dir dim tanana sagama padani dene na tanana dir tanu tana tana dir tanana antra tanu dim tadi kadare dani dim tadi kadare dani tundre dani kadi dim tarana dere na kadi dim tarana dere na kadi dim tarana dere na tana dito ditom dir dim tanan sagama badani dere ma tanan dir tanu tana tana dere na tanan dir tanu dim tadare dani dim tadare dani tunde dani tadim tanana dere na tadim tanana dere na tadim tanana dere na tanadito ditom dim tanana sagama padani dere na tanana dir tanu tana tana dere tanana dir tanu ekam nityam vimalamachalam ekam nityam vimalamachalam sarvadhi sakshibhutam भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सद्गुरुं तं नमामि तनन दिल तानु तनन दिल तानु तनन दिल तानु tan tan dere That's it. What's up, We usually have a late dinner, but this time our dinner is, oh, you're clapping. You know, in pandemic times, I'm not used to claps anymore. You just finish, you do namaskar and then you go.
So I wish you all very, very happy Guru Purnima. So another thing is we lived such a stellar summer in pandemic that it made for a story worthy of a TEDx talk, and it has become a TEDx talk. The TEDx talk, and only a part of our story has. It's called Project TLG, a cocoon of happiness in pandemic times. I'm sure you will either find a link if you haven't already, or it will be sent to you very soon. I think I see PJ, which means there is going to be some kind of summing up of the evening a little more formally than I can do. Over to you, PJ.
Thank you so much, Maheshji. That was beautiful. Loved it. And thank you everyone for joining us for this year's Guru Purnima. It's been a wonderful experience. And definitely want to say, please be safe. We know that it's tough, but hang in there. And we will all be together soon in person. God bless you all. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Thank you. Bye.